Well, it's Christmas Day and I'm out here checking my sets today, and if you live in PA or trap in PA, you'll know that we just had some real rough weather front move in, and yeah, it was like 40 degrees one day, the next day it was 8. We got a bunch of rain and snow, and then everything froze solid, and I had a dirt hole here, and as you can see, the coyotes, they kind of had their way with this dirt hole while it was froze up, and we didn't get them. That trap's right underneath all that ice and crap, so I'm gonna have to chop that out and redo it. That's okay though, I'm sure they'll be back. And I'm just getting my line set out today. Looks like after this we're gonna have some decent weather. Whoa, the wind's a little rough today, but looks like the camera might just rock a little bit. But that's okay, I'm gonna get this set remade, and I'm also gonna put in a bunch of Fisher and Bobcat sets today, maybe a few Fox and Coyote sets in between. But I'm gonna show you remaking this set, and then we have another set right where I saw where a pair of Fisher tracks crossed the trail right behind me, so I think I'm gonna put a cubby set in there and I'll show you doing that. So anyways, as you can see, there's a lot of ice and stuff over top of my traps, but that's gonna take a little while to chop out, so I'm gonna get that chopped out. Might put a little fresh bait in the hole, and then I'll turn it back on, show you what the finished set looks like. Well, there you go. I got that set all remade and put some fresh bait in the hole. Got that trap tricked out, bedded it in wax dirt this time, so it shouldn't freeze up. Hopefully the coyotes will be back in a few days, but the thing I'm real excited about is if you look right down here, we had a Fisher cross the trail right here. And a lot of the times I think we're right on the edge of this, small field clearing area. I think they like to skirt the edge of these and just stay in this brushy woods line along the edge. And there's often rock piles and brush piles and everything along the edge of the clearings they like to work. So I think he's working right up along the edge of this clearing. So I think he'll be back. You can see his tracks come right through there. And I think I'm gonna put a cubby set right in that log pile somewhere. I still gotta figure out exactly where. Might put it over here. But yeah, I'm going to set up the camera, figure out where I'm gonna make that cubby set, and show you how I like to make my cubby sets. Well, I've kind of got my Fisher cubby started here. All I've done so far is I dug a little bit of a hole in this dirt bank far as I could and stuffed that. What I'm using for bait is a beaver leg, whole beaver leg up in that hole, and then I'm kind of using these logs to block around it and narrow them down here. So the only place he can get a look at that beaver leg is from right here. And I might even put one more log on there right here just so he can't come up in from that side. Here we go, I'm back. Didn't go far. Kinda put this right up in here where position these to where the only way you can see that beaver leg is from right where that trap sits. There we go. Now we got it good. Now might even put some of the snow here so that those logs will freeze right in place. And then, so for the trap, what I'm using is Bridger number 2 dogless, just a great all-around trap. It will definitely hold a Fisher. So I'm going to get that set. I kind of already got my trap bed dug in there. And I'm going to be using wax dirt to bed the trap in. Trap's a little bit frozen, so I'll break that open. Got that trap set. Get my stake pounded in here. that in there good. And one thing to remember about fishers is they really aren't that smart, so just don't be afraid to block them in a lot with logs, get them right over that trap. I guess you could probably catch a fox. I don't think a coyote would work this set as blocked in it is. But I think if a fox comes along, we'll pick him up too. Got my bucket of wax dirt here. Put just a little layer of that in the bottom. Bed my trap in here. Back in some stuff over here. Put some wax dirt over the trap. There's more in there, so yeah, that looks good now. And I'm just going to, all I'm going to do is blend it in a little bit. Fishers, like I said, fishers aren't real smart. They're not going to care about stepping on that wax dirt at all. That set's going to work well. Maybe I'll give you a little closer look here. Well, you can see it pretty well, but all we're dealing with is right there's the trap. Right there's my beaver leg. And the last thing to do is I've got some Caven's Gusto. Doesn't have the label on it, but I'll put some of this right up here on this tree, and that'll get the fisher in the area. Call them right in here, and yeah, we'll whack them. So yeah, should be showing you some fishers here this week. There's another fisher cubby I just put in. It's got some pine boughs on it, so that bait's not visible from the air, and pretty much same thing as what I've been doing. This location's a nice one. Just this little trail comes through this pine grove, and there's fisher tracks all over in here. Fisher there. Those there are actually coyote, but yeah, it's right here by this trail. I think we have a good chance of catching one. Well, there's a fisher set for you. Whoa, a little icy here. Don't want to fall on my face again. But yeah, got a little beaver leg up in there. Just that half hollow piece of firewood I blocked off the other side so he can't come in. Yeah, that's just deadly. Got some Caven's Gusto up there on the top. Duke number 2 dogless bedded in wax dirt. So yeah, that looks good. We got fisher tracks all over in here. And yeah, I think we'll see a fisher waiting for us. And at least one of these cubbies sometime this week. Here's my, everything's kind of a mess right now. I just kind of threw everything in there. But yeah, I'm going to put in a few more sets. I've got probably half a bucket of wax dirt left, and then I've got some peat moss. So I'm going to keep going, see if I can do maybe a couple more fisher sets, and then I'll try to do some bobcat sets before it gets dark here. Right here we have what I believe to be a bobcat track right there on that ice. And then we go over here, and there's been a big old fisher running down this log across this power line. And then I think the bobcat's going right through this gap here to go up and down the power line. Also, it's hard to tell because there's tons of fox and coyote tracks mixed in. Well, mostly fox down in this part. But I'm going to, I have that hollow log I brought down here. I'm going to make a cubby set right there. That'll catch either the fisher or the bobcat, whichever one comes through first. So yeah, I'll get that set up and show you what it looks like. There we go, that's the finished set. Just got that piece of firewood there, got my trap bed and wax dirt there, and I even put a few feathers up in there for eye appeal to get the bobcat. But yeah, using a trunk of beaver meat for bait. And you can see the fisher's been coming. Looks like he came back and forth across that log a few times. So if he tries to do that again, I think we got him.